I bet you didn't come out tonight thinking you're going to learn how to go ahead and change your oil or maybe become a better car enthusiast, might not even be a car enthusiast. But I'm a West Coast kid. I grew up on the West Coast. And out there, basically, being an automotive enthusiast meant this, basically turning your car into a clownmobile. Fortunately, though, about 15 years ago, I moved to Detroit, where we actually take cars very seriously here. But I'm still a West Coast kid at heart, and I learned most of life's lessons through Hollywood and the movies. And I followed the career of one of my favorite guys, Patrick Dempsey, in Can't Buy Me Love, and how he tried to buy popularity. You probably know him more now as Mick Dreamy from Grey's Anatomy, right? Yeah, all the girls know. The women here do. Yeah. What you might know, and guys, here's some good respect, Dempsey's actually a big-time automotive enthusiast. He races cars, gets his hand a little greasy, and he kind of combines a bit of that cool and geeky together. So I wanted to be a bit cool and geeky, decided to open up the hood of my car one day and say I need to figure some of this stuff out. And I looked at all those parts and said, what the hell am I doing? I closed it real quick. But then I reconsidered. I said, I could figure this thing out. I've done programming, and I was an English major in college, so what the hell does that mean? So I conquered my curiosity a bit, decided to take on one of the most simplest tasks there is, which was changing my car's oil and becoming familiar that way. Though, like every novice, I had the most common fear. Imagine the most horrific thing happening, having to explain to my wife why the 5 o'clock news was reporting a major oil spill on our driveway in Birmingham. So those apocalyptic thoughts were always crossing my head. Fortunately, though, I found out there's actually not very much oil in your car, only about 5 quarts of it, and you don't need very many parts and not a big garage and work bay to go ahead and accomplish this. You do need something that's a little complicated and a little bit confusing, which is a air filter, oil filter remover. There's about 10 of these damn things on the market, and the first time I did this, I ran to the auto parts store 3 times to get the right one, to remove the one I had in there, and to put the new one that I had in there later. So that's your only difficult part. The good part, though, it doesn't matter what car you have today, you could Google any vehicle and learn how to change your oil. And the first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and just find where your oil drain plug is. You'll get a little oil on your finger, but that's cool because the second step, which is removing that oil filter, you're actually going to use that oil that you got on your finger there on the last step. You're going to remove the oil filter, take the new oil filter out, and put just a little small bead on the new filter, so it's a lot easier to remove about 3,000 miles from now. And you're going to crawl back underneath your car, go back to that little oil drain plug. Make sure you tighten that thing. Again, the first time I did this, I really screwed up and watched all the oil dribble down my driveway, going, damn, I really didn't save 20 bucks doing this stuff. So if you do that, go ahead and refill your oil with the 4 or 5 quarts that you need. You're basically in the home stretch here. And just follow that process. Next thing you do is you hop inside your car, you start it for a second, go ahead and get that oil through there. You could check where basically everything is at, go back and check out your dipstick. And by the way, I only did this presentation so I can say dipstick on stage. But you figure out what that is, and you get back to the more important things about your car, which isn't doing automotive maintenance, it's about driving. So you hop inside your Italian supercar, find the windiest road you possibly can in Michigan, and get that oil all nicely distributed inside your engine. But, so back to the premise of this whole idea here, it was really about kind of turning off fear. I think today we're always told that our cars are this monolithic thing with all these wires and sensors and you shouldn't really be touching it. But if you do something simple like an oil change, you conquer a lot of that fear. The other part too is that your social network, all your friends and family and everyone around you is going to be really impressed that you actually know how to do automotive maintenance, because like Brandon just found out, there's very few of you who actually have done this thing, and you gain a lot of respect from your friends. Of course, they'll want you to do crazy things like fix their problems, but that's all right because you could also do crazy things with your car, like maybe change, put on some high performance brakes, or find a way to squeeze out 5 horsepower out of your vehicle with the air filtration system that's going on there. Worst case scenario though, you'll save a few bucks on this. Back to our buddy Ronald Miller and Can't Buy Me Love, maybe you could go ahead and buy yourself a date, although I hear that's illegal and not a good thing to do if you're a golfer. But maybe you can use that money for other things, like maybe buying a cool car like that Italian vehicle. So thank you very much. I hope you find your inner McDreamy and go ahead and try it out and do your own oil change someday. Thanks.